In this video, I'll show you how I painted the foot armor for the Witch King. So before I start doing any painting, I need to make sure that I plastic dip all my armor pieces. And I went ahead and I applied at least 5 layers of plastic dipping because I want to make sure I have a nice smooth surface before I start painting everything. Once the plastic dipping has been completed, I then use Krylon Metallic Black Stainless as my base metallic color for all my armor pieces. And since I ran out of rivets, I had to paint some new rivets, so I did the same base of color for my rivets. To give a bit more depth to my rivets so it doesn't look like a black flat metallic black paint, I went ahead and dry brushed with silver acrylic paint to help give them some depth. And then once that was done, I went ahead and collect all of those little rivets into a little container so I can use them at a later stage for the armor assembly. As for the main armor pieces, I went ahead and did the same thing of dry brushing silver acrylic paint on all of those armor pieces to help give a bit more depth and volume to the armor pieces, and also to make it look a bit more metallic with those highlights of silver on top of the black metallic paint. After I did all the dry brushing, I went back to my spray booth to apply some metallic paint again on some edges of the armor, because since there's a lot of pieces that overlaps, I want to give a bit some shading effect to all those armor pieces. I then used Skrag brown as a base for my rust effect. The rust effect will allow me to give more depth and volume to my armor, and also to have a consistency as well of rust across my armor, like I did for my other armor pieces I made for the Witch King, like the leg, the forearm, the helmet, and shoulders. And also I applied the rust effect in a randomized area, so it has more of a natural feel of rust across the whole foot armor. I then used Fire Dragon Bright on top of the Skrag brown color to give more depth to my rust, because I don't want to make sure my rust doesn't look like a flat brown color, but adding that nice Fire Dragon Bright, it adds more depth to that rust. Now that all the painting has been applied, I went ahead and applied Minotorum varnish on all of those armor pieces to seal the paint in before I start riveting all of those armor pieces together. Now that all the painting has been completed, we're now ready to start joining all of our armor pieces together with our little rivets. You'll be also seeing me using some super glue inside of the rivet. The reason I did that is to prevent my rivet to snap back out with the movement. So I just want to make sure that they stay in place permanently, but I still have the flexibility of moving my armor pieces around. Now that all the rivets are in place, I need to decorate a bit of those rivets to be a bit more weathered down. So I went ahead and used the same rusting effect I did previously with some Skrag brown on all of those armor pieces. And then once that was done, I went ahead and used Fire Dragon Bright to do the little small highlights on those, so it looks a bit more rusted rivets than shiny new rivets. So now everything has been assembled and painted. Now it's time to combine the armor to the shoe itself. And as you can see, not too complicated to combine all of that together, and I'll be able to reuse the shoe for other projects in the future as well. And voila! We now have completed foot armor for the Witch King.